Director of the National Economic Council, Kevin Hassett, joins me now. Kevin, I'm grateful to have you on the show. We'll get to that data that I referred to in a second, Kevin, but I want to play to you and for my audience sound from the president yesterday talking about the potential new chair of the Federal Reserve. Please listen.
I guess a potential Fed chair is here, too. I don't know. Are we allowed to say that? Potential. He's a respected person, that I can tell you. Thank you, Kevin.
That was not any other Kevin. That was Kevin Hassett, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
True? Is that what's going to happen?
Well, you know,
So we're going to have growth. We've had 2 4% quarters before the Schumer shutdown. We're going to go back to that. So not only are we going to have great growth, but it's going to be low inflationary growth.
So is that a White House prediction now for 2026? 4% GDP year long?
Right. Right. So we know that the answer is yes, that it is a prediction. The CEA hasn't put out their official prediction yet. But the bottom line is that we're going 4%, 2 quarters in a row ahead of the government shutdown. We think the government shutdown knocked a couple percent off of growth in the fourth quarter, so maybe it's going to be about 2%. But then there's going to be a rebound effect where a lot of the activity that was slowed because of the shutdown shows up in January and February. The other thing that's going to happen, Major, is that people who have no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, they haven't changed their withholding this year. But as soon as they start to file their taxes, they're going to get really, really big refunds. And so we expect a steady flow of big multi-thousand-dollar refunds. Right. Well, what we really need to see is the next BLS report. We're going to get 2 months of data in a couple of weeks, and then that'll help us have a better handle on what's going on in the labor market. I can say that when activity is really high, like as you know, we have the GDP now number of about 4% growth in the third quarter, and employment is not growing really, really fast, then that's because productivity is going up a lot. And productivity means that everybody's, making more stuff for the same hour that they worked. And productivity, there's a really simple story for why productivity is going up, which is that AI is becoming part of the way every business runs its stuff. And so we could be in a moment where productivity is booming, GDP is booming, and that it takes a while for firms to figure out how to use everybody they got because the people that they hired last year are so productive all of a sudden. And it could be that there's a pause, and that's what we're seeing in the data, but I won't believe it until I see it. The sentiment survey, and then so people have consumer sentiment, and then maybe if it's south, then they're not buying stuff, or business sentiment is high, then maybe they're investing. But all the sentiment indices become less useful to understand when there's a temporary government shutdown. And so we saw the normal sort of shutdown effect in the sentiment indices pretty much across the board.